Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm squeezing the Mariners update video in today right here because we have a game starting in a couple hours, and I don't want to say something in the 120 game update that becomes irrelevant after 121 games. So we're doing it now. I usually don't do Mariners videos in a primetime early morning slot during football season, but yeah, I don't think people will mind if I do it once. So, Seattle Mariners. Let's talk Seattle Mariners. They just wrapped up a successful stretch of baseball. I think that's fair to say. Fair to call it successful. At times, frustrating. At times, you felt like they left a little bit on the table. But realistically, they are persevering through injuries. They are persevering through obstacles of a coaching variety. Occasionally, they persevere through umpiring of a questionable nature. They are persevering through dependence on players that are barely worthy of being rostered in the MLB. And they came out of this 10-game stretch with 7 wins. That's that's phenomenal when you consider what they don't have right now. What they don't have should be crippling, and it's not. So, big picture, things are good. This page isn't updated yet for yesterday's game, by the way, which is ridiculous because the game was played a long time ago at this point. Don't know why this page takes forever to update now, but regardless, 65 and 55, you're a game out of the wild card spot with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays playing not so great baseball lately, kind of up and down. Feels very doable with the remaining schedule. Although I will say you're going to have to build up a cushion going into the final 10 games because you've got Texas, I think, 7 times and Houston 3 times. And that could go very badly. So you need a cushion. The good news is you're doing a pretty good job giving yourself the opportunity to have that cushion. So you can't really be upset about anything that's happened over the last 20 games big picture wise, right? We boosted our playoff percentage dramatically. It's right around 40% right now. And the team is hitting. The team is scoring. The team is having offensive success, missing J.P. Crawford, still missing Jared Kelenic. Now, as of yesterday, missing Tom Murphy. And they are grinding out runs, which surprised the you-know-what out of me. When Kelenic and Crawford went down, I thought for sure the offense was going to die. And then the next 2 games we played, we scored, I think, 0 runs in 10 innings and 3 runs in 10 innings. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's run. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to go. That makes sense. It sucks, but it is what it is. We're missing probably our 2 best offensive players over the course of this season. Kelenic and Crawford have been our 2 best bats. And honestly, when you remember the fact that both guys are really good in the field and Kelenic is our best base runner, that should be a crippling 1-2 blow. But after that, the team finds itself. These last couple games, they've been carrying the team. Ty France has found himself. Cal's hitting home runs. Suarez, it's not always pretty, but he's grinding out a respectable offensive season. Julio suddenly caught fire. Cade Marlowe continues to be this out-of-nowhere spark plug on offense that I didn't even know we had that in our chamber. Rojas and Canzone, it's, again, not always pretty. These guys, they have bad moments, especially defensively, but at the plate, they're having moments. It's not just they go up there, they swing a couple times, and then they go back and sit in the dugout. There's hope. There's hope with Dylan Moore in the box. Dylan Moore, it's not always the prettiest thing in the world, but he is grinding out a respectable offensive season, getting it done. And these last few games we played, we put crooked numbers on the scoreboard with several of our best hitters out. In fact, you can argue that were it not for the fact that Tom Murphy has only played in 47 games this year, those are our 3 best offensive players. So that should be something that should cripple a team, and it hasn't. So that's awesome. All these guys are picking it up. But the thing that kind of leaves a sour taste after that 3-game losing streak in the middle of all this, because we had those 2 extra inning losses to Baltimore, and then we had the walk-off loss to Kansas City. The thing that is frustrating is the lineup, which is crippled, is lifting the team up. They are carrying the load these last few games. They're scoring runs early, they're scoring runs late, they're scoring runs in clutch situations. And every other element of this team, which is supposed to be both the strengths of the team and the part of the team that lifts up the lineup when they're struggling, has fallen apart. Defense, rotation, bullpen, it's been a mess over the last week or so. And that's the thing that kind of drives you mad. Those are the guys who need to be stepping up right now, and they're not. All these other non-lineup elements of this team, in the field, in the pen, in the starting rotation, the manager, it feels like they are letting this lineup down that is playing way over their heads. Like yesterday, textbook definition of a spot where we need Luis Castillo to be great. We need 7 quality innings. He gave us the 7 innings. But talk about chugging. Talk about looking awful. No velocity in that first inning. Then he gets his velocity, but he's got no location. Giving up runs and extra base hits every single inning. Giving away leads. Non-competitive walks. No swings and misses practically the whole game. It was bad. I know he technically got the job done, but that was not a good start from the guy who was supposed to be your ace. So I'm looking at him to pick us up a little bit yesterday because the bullpen was exhausted. We needed 7 quality innings. He got to the 7 innings at least, but it was chugging to get there, man. Logan didn't have a good start last time out. I'm not going to kill Logan because he's been so good lately, and you are going to have bad starts here and there, but that was a spot where this team needed the pitching to lift them up, and didn't happen. 2 days ago, Hancock has a great start through 4 innings and 2 outs. And because of a routine blown play by, I think it was Rojas, routine pop-up, he just blows. He's given up a grand slam instead of just getting out of the inning up 7-1 or 7-0. So that's the defense letting down your young pitcher who is giving you a really good start. Like 5 high-quality shutout innings from Hancock, that's all you can ask for. And then the defense sets him up to fail. And that same game, 9th inning, we're nursing a 3-run lead. Everything should be good. Munoz goes out there. Munoz, now don't get me wrong, he's pitching bad, but setting him up to fail by, I think it was Rojas again, blowing a routine throw to first base, just completely blowing it, setting up this big inning that almost cost us the game, a game that we could not afford to lose. Yesterday, you had Cal dropping the pop-up in foul territory that was right to him. You had the error from Suarez. You had the Canzone play in the outfield, which was ridiculous. The defense has been terrible these last several games. Like, multiple errors or close calls to errors every game. And the bullpen, look, I'm not going to kill them for those couple games where the offense did actually no-show against Baltimore, but even discounting that, this bullpen's been trash. And everybody's going to talk about Sewald. And I understand people are going to talk about Sewald because he was our closer, and now he's gone, and we're having problems closing games. But I'm not even going there. I'm not even really that interested in going there. Yeah, Sewald was good, and it sucks that he's gone. But we needed those bats. Like, say whatever you will about Canzone and Rojas in the on defense. We needed those bats. And both those guys have actually played. I mean, they're not playing amazing, but they are providing a spark to this offense that has made a lot of what we've seen over the last couple weeks possible. When you trade Paul Sewald to Arizona, you are looking to the guys that you have, like Matt Brash and Andres Munoz, to step up and live up to the standard that they have set over the early part of this season. And over the last week, both of those guys have been bad. Bad. And again, I'm fully willing to let them off the hook for the 2 extra inning games against the Orioles because the offense needs to produce. And if the offense produces at all, they're not even in that situation because we win the game in regulation. But I'm not really mad at the Sewald trade. The Sewald trade had to happen. We were supposed to be good enough in the bullpen to win even with Sewald out. And it's not happening right now because the guys that we were looking at to carry us without Sewald are not playing well right now. Munoz throwing meatballs that entire 9th inning 2 days ago. Brash gives up the immediate home run yesterday. Brash can't finish any of these batters. Brash gets this opportunity to go out there with 2 strikes on batter after batter after batter. Can't put anybody away when that's his thing. We know how good these guys are. We know how good these guys have been for most of the season. So you can get mad at Jerry for trading Sewald. You can get mad at You can get mad at the manager for not putting the right pitcher in. And yeah, the manager has made a lot of really bad decisions lately. I admit that. Like really bad. Unforgivably bad. But I'm looking at Brash and Munoz to just pitch better. It's that simple. Sometimes the players just got to play. And it's kind of a miracle that we were able to survive so many bad plays by all those guys. Guys in the rotation, guys in the bullpen, guys on defense, because the lineup has played over their head for, I'd say, at least half a week now. And hopefully they can keep it up. Hopefully we get JP back soon. All right, see you guys later. That's really all I have to say. It's kind of weird to say not so positive things about a team that is on this hot streak, but it's, I don't know. It's just very weird how we've gotten here, isn't it? Feels like there's something being left on the table when our best players are just not the ones carrying it. But they got plenty of time to get this right. We got over 40 games left. We're 1 game back of Toronto. Game coming up in a couple hours. See you guys later. Go Mariners.